Alright, we got this old Deus 2 out here. Now this has got version 1.10. We're only going to look at the sensitive FT program. We're going to compare that 11-inch coil, which is bigger than the 9-inch. You know, could be a myth out there, okay? Like, oh, well, I'm going to go hunt heavy iron. I better take a little coil with me. Well, they can't have advantage. Okay, and they can have disadvantage. Vice versa. That coil there can have disadvantage. Question is, could you find something with that coil that you would miss with this coil? Well, watch this video. Draw your own conclusion. I know the answer, okay? And I've talked about this on Dankowski's forum years ago, hunting in this old site with Deus 1 low frequency 9 and 11-inch coils, okay? Real basic test here. Silver dime, that old piece of a nail there's elevated. Sensitive FT, the same exact settings will be compared on these models, but I will change the setting on this coil because some people may not realize. Speed 2, silencer is at 2, okay? You hear that detector? There is no non-ferrous being reported. That dime is down there. You see that? Nothing. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. Now we're going to look at that 11-inch coil at speed 2, silencer 2. Now I'm not going to monkey with a silencer. We're just going to play with the speed. So some people may see this and say, oh, sharpshooter, you got the machine running too slow. Okay, here's 2.5 reactivity. You hear anything? Listen. Iron tone. What about speed 3? Hear anything? Now, you know, we're assuming you're walking up onto that just like I'm approaching it with this coil, you know. It could be there. Speed 4. 6.8 disc. You hear anything? There's nothing there but iron tone. Now we're going to go back to speed 1. See that in that camera? Listen. You hear that? Let's go back to speed 2 and come back over to the far right side of that coin there. Hear it? Hear that iron tone? But when I slow this thing down, listen. Hear that? So in this situation here, now remember, this is isolated. If there was a piece of iron over here to my right, it would cut this coil off, see? But in an isolated instance like that in the wild, speed 1 gives you some indication. I'll go to speed 1.5. Let's see what it does. So speed 1.5 is helping. What about speed 2 again? Speed 2 is no cigar, okay? Now, you just seen speed 2, and I'm going to sweep it some more because this is how we're going to show this 11-inch coil. You hear that iron tone? Full sweep, boys. No non-ferrous being reported. Alright, I'm going to turn this camera off. This remote's going to stay on just like it's set there. You see the speed 2? You see the silencer 2. Sensitive FT program. I'm not going to touch nothing. Just repair this coil. And we'll sweep over with that 11-inch coil. Alright, 11-inch coil. Silencer 2. Speed 2. Listen. You hear that? Two-way signal on that dime, okay? Okay, so what about if we speed this coil up, what happens? Here's 2.5. Look at that. Wearing that dime out is speed 2.5. Here's speed 3. You hear that? What about speed 4? You see that? Now I'm going to set this coil down here. Maybe you get an idea of where that dime is. That nail and that dime are all the way, they're all under that 11-inch coil, okay? Okay, let's back the speed off to 1 and see what happens. Still getting two-way signal, okay? Now, don't let this video fool you per se, okay? I'm not saying this coil will find everything that coil will. But I'm also saying that coil won't find everything this one will. Now, if we come over here on this side over here, well, both coils would do well, you know, but we don't know how we're going to approach a find in the wild. You know, we're out there zigzagging around, we're hunting, whatever we're doing, or maybe it's a one-time good deal Charlie sight you're hunting. Well, in that particular situation right there, this coil right here would have the better odds. If that was buried, this would have the better odds versus that coil. But I can make a situation where that coil would have advantage over this coil. I hope everybody enjoyed.